quick one.
That's right. Are these quick ones? Because otherwise, if they're not, let's not do them.
Can trading on the stock exchange or...
I don't know what that is.
Forex?
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 Yes.
Be loving? No.
Here we go. There's 3, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, do you want me to
How do I get over thinking I know it all? Get some perspective. It might sound funny, but it's true. If you think you know it all, you haven't got perspective.
It's a good question, though, because at least you're aware that you know it, that you think you know it all. A lot of people who think they know it all don't even acknowledge that.
Yeah. Now, with trading on the stock exchange and everything, the world's economic system is very, very unloving. When you're trading, you are making money off of the losses of others or the imaginary value of a thing. Now, there are things on earth that do have value, such as, homes for people, food for people, and all of these other kinds of things. But there's a lot of things that are on the stock exchange that have no value to humanity whatsoever. In fact, they are purposefully degrading humanity. An example of that is like Facebook. It degrades humanity. It feeds addiction. That's its only purpose. Totally degradation. And most companies, unfortunately, that are listed on the stock exchange are trading in information only, and they're using your information in an unloving manner. So the reality is that it's very, very hard. When you say, is it trading on the stock exchange can be loving? If the stock exchange could become loving, you could turn it into a way of raising funds for good ventures, couldn't you? You could turn it into that. But see, even the idea that you should make money from doing nothing yourself is unethical.
Yeah.
Right? So don't think it isn't. It is unethical. If you think it's good to make money from doing nothing, all I got to do is put a bit of money and I get more money back without having done a single thing to do that aside from putting the money in, then you are unethical. Simple as that, right? And anything based on a lack of ethics, God is trying to destroy. So God's trying to destroy the stock exchange. So you using it is propping it up. So, no, definitely not.
All right, and the last one.
Do you want to ask about that? Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep your hand up, otherwise they can't see.
So I have some Bitcoin, but if I sell it, then I made some money. So I'm wondering...
Well, now you've got it, get rid of it and use the money for a loving purpose. At the moment, it's being used for nothing or an unloving purpose.
Okay.
Yep, so use it for a loving purpose. Do something with it that's going to benefit the world, not just yourself, because you think about it, most people have investments just to benefit themselves first. It's fundamentally a selfish system. And so this is why, and to be frank with you, I can't say enough bad about these systems. Okay. And the majority of people who hear me say these things want to fight and argue with me to the end of time. I understand that. But at the end of the day, if you knew God's opinion, you would be disgusted with the way in which the world's economy is running.
So if I donate it to you guys, is that...
Well, that's now what you're doing is you're saying, I don't know what to do myself with the money, so let's give it to someone who I think will use it right. Now, I'm not against you donating your funds to me because I know I'm going to use it not for selfish purposes, right? I know that, but I would prefer to see you decide on what it is you're passionate about that's unselfish and that was going to help the world, and you do something about that cause.
Because that helps you develop your will, which is, remember, God's desire for you. Develop your loving will.
Yes. Yep. So, there's all these digital currencies now where people are earning a lot of funds from, and there's also the stock exchange where people are investing and making money off the loss of other people, but also off of a lot of things that don't produce anything in the world. And then we say, now I've got funds, now I can do the right thing with those funds. Crap. You just earned them in the wrong way. So how can you do the right thing with them, right? So my feeling is if you're in these systems, my feeling would be get out of them and do something more positive with them. To be frank with you, there's many people on earth, particularly in third world, that don't even have a home to live in. Well, build one for them. You know, in a third world, it takes less than $10,000 to build a home for somebody, right? Go and build 5 if you've got that, you know, for them. You know, do something positive so that somebody's actually benefiting. Now, I'm not saying provide it necessarily for free to them, because they need to also learn that everything has a cost associated. You've got to maintain it and other things like that. But if you do something like that with your funds, that will have a benefit to people, and rather than just sticking in a financial institution or a financial blockchain that basically is just sitting there, chewing up server space, chewing up resources, chewing up power, chewing up, like, you know, if you understood how much power goes into one server farm just for the sake of keeping Bitcoin and other blockchains alive, you'd be shocked, right? Because we don't look at all of that. We don't look at all the damage we do. And so, yeah, the world's financial system, including all the new ones, you know, all the digital currency ones, there's only one digital currency one that I could see that had more ethics in it than any other, and that was one not based on, it was blockchain, but not based on processing power. It was based on storage, spare storage. So the reality is all around the world there's these servers, like our servers that we use to share truth with you, and there's spare storage on it. Now, you could maybe use that, you know, as a method, because you're not drawing more power. But all of these blockchains where people mine them, they're using exorbitant amounts of power to mine more and more funds out of them. And basically, these chains are for the rich, right? Because you need, to even own them, you need to have money to start with. You know, and then you look at all the poor people, they don't even have a bank to go to. They don't even have money to bank. They're living hand to mouth every single day of their lives, right? So this big, giant, disgusting economic world we live in has huge problems. And if we want to become more loving, we need to start participating in the destruction of it.
And this is the issue with getting Jesus to do rapid-fire questions.
So
there is none.
There was a no answer to that right at the beginning, wasn't
Yeah.
there? Yeah.